What is up, Nick Nation? What is doing out there? KOD Nation, stand up. And all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to another edition of the Knicks Morning Brew. I am your guy, Hector, chilling with my man, Pots and Pan. Julito, what it do, baby?
What up, bro? How you doing? How was your weekend?
I'm chilling, bro.
Week so far. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's the middle of the week. You know, we can't wait for the weekend to come. That's why we get excited and bring up the prior weekend.
It feels like such a long week already, bro.
Yeah, it definitely does. But guys, we got a special guest backstage. You know, want to give him the proper introduction. Our man Julito. You guys already know him. He's a diehard Knicks fan. And if you don't know him, what are you doing out there? But I'm gonna bring my man in, Julito. What it do, baby?
Yes, sir. Hector, Phil, good to see y'all. You know, it's always a pleasure to join the show. What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, baby. First and foremost, how's your Wednesday going, bro?
It's going good, man. I'm happy to be alive, happy to wake up. Listen, I don't have the conventional 9 to 5, so being up at like 10 a.m. to do a Knicks show is not likely in my life. Nah, but I'm happy to be here, man, and I'm feeling good. We just got off a W, you know what I'm saying? What better way to start the, you know what I mean? Starting the week off good, you know?
That's a fact. So like also as well, it's dope seeing you, you know, as fans, seeing you as like, you know, as a Knicks ambassador for the team and stuff, as somebody for the fan who is an ambassador, and seeing you from, I want to say, from the pandemic when you first started doing the DJ from at home during the pandemic to now, and seeing like how you really put an imprint on like the Knicks community. What's your process and how's that been for you personally, besides the stuff that you normally do? But what's that feels like, you know, when it comes to that?
Yeah, man. Well, I didn't look at myself as like a Knicks ambassador, but I'll take it. You know what I mean?
Us fans, that's what we call you.
No,
fans,
I respect it.
Wear that proudly, my guy.
Listen, I appreciate that, man. So I've been a Knicks fan 25 years. I'm only 32. You know, I've been a Knicks fan since I could know what basketball was. So it's always been like good when I find communities that like resemble me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that Knicks Twitter was a thing or the Knicks podcasting was a thing. I didn't know this world existed until a little during the pandemic, I guess. Yeah, is when I figured it out. And it's been dope to be a part of it. You know, I just feel like the Knicks community is the craziest community in the world. Like if you a Knicks fan, that means you either crazy or you're just loyal. You know what I mean? There's no in between. And the fact that I've been a part of it and people have shown so much love, you know, we got KCDA now, my show on Apple and YouTube and all that. And people just have been showing just so much like love to what I got going on and what we got going on. And it's been a blessing, man. And there's no process really. It's just, I go in there and I just talk my, can I curse on this show? I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead. Lightly. Like keep PG-13.
Yes. I just talk my shit and I don't have nothing behind it, but I'm not like those guys who's trying to be on ESPN and trying to take their show to a, you know, to MSG. That's not my process, honestly. If it happens, cool. But I'm just like on some, I just want to give the authentic voice of the team and hopefully it sticks. And it seems like it has thus far. Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, man. And I think that's what we appreciate about you. You know, like a lot of times, especially in this like Instagram era, you know, and this YouTube era where everyone just wants to find the easy way to be successful, you know, like say the right things, bring on the right people, talk the right talk, you know, and the authentic ones start to see the lack of authenticity in that, you know, but there's enough people that don't, that they make it successful and they get their platform, you know, so the real ones see that there's that balance between you, you know, like you're real about it, but you're also passionate about it, you know?
Yeah, man, so sometimes too real, man. Sometimes too real, man. I don't know, like these players, I'll meet them in person and they're like, they look at me, you know, a little bit like, but I think it's love, man. You know, you got to have tough skin to be in any sport. You know, I play basketball, not on, of course, the level of any Knicks player, but like I played basketball well enough to know, like, you got to have tough skin. in New York City. And I think they are, even when we go against them, quote unquote, or even when we give them like some tough critique, I think they respect it because they're like, yo, at least you care enough to watch the game enough to really truly give a real criticism towards it. I don't think a lot of teams fans are like really acknowledging and analyzing the game the way Knicks fans do. So they show love when they see me, the players, but it's always that like a little side eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got to respect it.
Yeah. It, like Phil said in 2022, social media has opened up so many doors and so many avenues. It's like players are literally just one application away from opening and being connected to the fans. It's different than when it was back in the days. Because if athletes from the 90s back in the days, if they had what they have today, I'm not sure if they would have survived New York City back then. Because it's just a different animal.
Hector, people always compare the two eras, and I'm like, well, how do we know back in the day it was tougher? Oh, back in the day. And I'm like, back in the day, the way those players was wilding between drugs, between partying. Like, if you think about it, these players don't really party as much as the Magic Johnson era. Like, they were wild. They would go to the games and then go to the club immediately after. Yeah. And then wake up 5 a.m. for a back-to-back. Like, I don't know if these players would have survived the league, the social media era. So it's like, it's very connected now, and I like it because we get to see what our favorite people are doing. But then there's that balance we got to find because sometimes it's too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jordan used to live in the casinos in Atlantic City during the Knicks series in the playoffs. After every game, before every game, post game, he was at the casino at the table.
You know how far AC is from Madison Square Garden, man?
Especially with traffic, it's a legit 3 hours.
Then drive 2 hours of AC, then come back for the next game. I'm like, come on, man.
Bro, if you look back at it, I'm at Instagram and Twitter and all that when friggin' Dennis Rodman would disappear and no one knew where he was, and then he shows up on the WWF. You took on yourself.
They're making a movie about that. They're making a movie.
Fighting
I can't wait for that.
That's Kyrie Irving on a different level.
Dennis Rodman would not have survived 2 weeks on Instagram or Twitter.
No way.
Crazy.
No way. But so far right now, right? Let's talk about our team, right? The Knicks is 10 games into the season. What's your take so far with this team? I know it's early. We normally like to wait 20 games before we give evaluations, really. But what's your thoughts so far 10 games into the season?
Yeah, man. So one thing I really love about this team is that they have heart. I feel like that's something we've lacked as like we've lacked culture in general. I feel like right now we have a team that's going to be scrappy. They're going to play their hearts out, but they just may miss out on games, on wins because they're just the talent. This is a talent league. If you don't have the elite talent, you're going to lose a lot of games and you're going to win some games, right? So I love the fact that we got culture, it seems, and we have heart. I love Jalen Brunson. I love what he's brought to this team as a leader, as finally having a point guard after how many years? 10 years at least. You know what I mean? I love how he can score, he can facilitate, he can do a little bit of everything. He's one of those point guards, like he never really makes a mistake. Which, if you look at all the point guards we've had and how many mistakes they've made, you know what I mean? Like there's a point where we was like hoping Emmanuel Mudiay was going to be our savior. You know what I mean? Like it's just the drastic change in talent has been astronomical, and RJ Barrett, he got paid, him and Mitch got paid, and it's going to take some time. RJ usually starts off slow, but I'm happy with what I've been seeing with RJ, right? Especially in these last 5 games. I feel like he's taken matters into his own hand. He hasn't been sitting around just waiting for the offense to come to him. He's been going at it. His defense has gotten a lot better these last 5 games. I feel like, everyone is starting to find their stride at the same time. We just happen to hit, some of the best teams in the league. Like, there are people complaining about that we didn't get that Celtics game. And I'm like, the Celtics just went to the championship last season, right? And they're like contenders for this season. You know what I mean? It's like what we're comparing our team to sometimes is kind of unfair because we're like still in a rebuild while these teams have been together with great coaches and a great
Mm-hmm.
system for years. It's like we're gonna have those moments where we can't keep up just because these guys they're well established. So
Mm-hmm.
I like what I see thus far. I think we are an average team, right? And we're like dead slab in the middle of every
Mm-hmm.
stat possible, right? Even 5-5, right? Like just on a record, like we're just a right now a mid team, but not
Yeah.
mid in a negative sense, but just
Yeah.
in the middle of the pack. And I'll take middle of the pack for now because
Mm-hmm.
it's still early. But sometimes, man, it starts to feel like purgatory, man. Like if we're like too good to get a lottery pick and too bad to make the playoffs, it's like how much longer are we gonna be in that? But I don't think it'll be long, man. I think we'll start to find our stride, and maybe even this season, man, we get in the playoffs, and I think if we get in one of those play-ins or playoffs, I think we're gonna be a hard out, man. I don't think it's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
a walk in the park going against a Nick team that got it all figured out. We got depth, which is a lot, come playoff time. We got a great balance between young players and vets. I think if we make it to the playoffs, we're gonna be a tough out.
Yeah, and you said it. It's early in the season. We got new pieces, especially Jalen Brunson, trying to figure out how to learn how to play with these guys. You've seen it. One of the last few games, he had 10 assists. The game against Boston that you was talking about, we were competing. We didn't get blown out in that game, right? Nick teams from the past, we would have got blown out in that game. And when you bring up Jalen Brunson, it shows that at the point guard position, we were avoid of consistency, right?
Yeah.
When you have Jalen Brunson, he has that consistency, right? And it shows in his work ethic, and it shows how he interacts with his team. That right there, to me, is a big takeaway so far. Seeing him pull RJ to the side, telling him, "Listen, your spot is right here. This is where you need to be." Pulling Julius to the side, telling him, "Listen, Julius, you need to slow down, calm down. I'm going to get you the ball in certain spots." Seeing the leadership qualities of Jalen Brunson, to me, is the best thing. Put points to the side, assists to the side, all that to the side. His leadership qualities, to me, is what we've been missing in this organization. A void of culture, like you said, and Jalen Brunson is the right set to get that culture.
Absolutely. I think half of the game is won in the locker room. And I think we've lacked that, especially last season, seeing the season Julius had, we didn't have someone to kind of bring him back to life. Sometimes, you're going to listen to your coaches, but your coaches can only get you but so far mentally. I think you need a player, a peer next to you to be able to bring you back to life when you have these moments where you stressed out or depressed or anxious, whatever. Derrick Rose could be a voice of reason, but I think, in my opinion, Derrick Rose is just a little too mild-mannered to get you to a guy who was having such a season like Julius Randle. Like, I'm sure Derrick Rose, but he said it. I was watching this interview on My Expert Opinion, and he was like, I was watching that interview, but he said this somewhere else. He's like, I can only do but so much if I ain't playing, right? Like, I can't.
Facts.
I can't really be the leader I want to be if I ain't on the floor, because they're only going to hear me but so much, and it's like, I can see that that was the case last season, but like you said, man, like Jalen is a leader. He's going to talk to guys. He has the experience. He's actually done it in the playoffs. He's taken a team to the Western Conference Finals almost by himself. Like, he has the resume and the track record for guys like a Julius Randle to listen to. And I think that's also what we was missing. Your point guard got to be respected. You can't just have a point guard off the street, some willy-nilly guys, undrafted kid. You got to have a point guard that guys respect so they could trust him to lead the team, because the point guard is going to be your leader no matter what, right? I think you even see like Philly with Tyrese Maxey and them. Like, Tyrese Maxey is the heart of that team. You know what I mean? Like, you see when Denver lost Jamal Murray, like they really went nowhere, even though they got one of the 5 best players in the world in Jokic. Like, it's your point guard matters, man. And I love the fact that we finally got one, and we're finally in like that conversation.
Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah. So, what I love about it is something that you said earlier, and I think a lot of it comes from the fact that we now have Jalen Brunson, and a burden has been removed from a lot of people, and that's that our team is having fun. Like, I heard words out of Julius Randle's mouth the other day that I never thought that I would hear. And I'm going to read it because my jaw dropped. They said, what is different? And he said, we're making quick decisions. That's crazy. Julian's never made quick decisions. We're being efficient, which is crazy. And honestly, we're just having fun, man. I'm going out there and I'm all about the team, playing for the team and playing for having fun. Julius Randle is having fun. I did not know that was something Julius Randle could do. Yeah. And bringing in Jalen Brunson has allowed Julius Randle to have fun. And we watched him have fun for however many minutes the other night. And he had fun in an impressive performance as well. Yeah. So Jalen Brunson's bringing things out of players. He's taking responsibilities that players should have never had, that unfortunately the coaching was putting on people's shoulders that they shouldn't have. So Jalen's come in and people listen because he's making them better, but he's also, like Hector was saying, he's looking out for them. Like he's seeing something, and where coach would just get pissed and start yelling and like benching people or like putting them out on the floor again to yell at them more, Jalen's pulling them aside in love and being like, yo, we can do this. Like, chill out, slow down. If you need me, I'm there. And it's making this like last few games start to turn. And I think we're going to start seeing something after this last game. I think we're going to start seeing more and more, opportunities for our team to blossom and grow together a lot faster because of his leadership.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, Jalen, Jiggaman, what is good? Good morning. I just want to get this take real quick, and I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. But Jalen Brunson reminds me, if you guys saw the movie Coach Carter, he reminds me of his son, that point guard on the team, that he knows what it is to have a coach as a father, a hard-nosed coach as well. And even though Coach Carter was screaming at the guys, it was always his son that would talk calm to them, like, listen, we could do this. We just got to figure it out. And that's what Jalen brings on the court for me.
And Julius Randle is Timo Cruz. He's a hard-headed guy. Once he figures it out, we're gonna be a better team. But you got to get to his head first. Yeah. That's a good analogy. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Shooting threes on a fast break. Heard you.
So yo. So first, what up, Julito? Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you, my guy. Always a pleasure.
Yo, so I jump in right when y'all talking about Julius and his little comment that came out in the news, right? I'm glad I showed up right here because I had something about that too. Was it felt like it was great to hear, right? For a lot of Knicks fans, like, oh shoot, okay, Julius saying good things. But are any of you questioning, is Julius saying the right things in hopes that if that trade speculation is real, he's saying the right things so people see him saying the right things?
Yeah. Well, I'm just happy that he's gonna have fun, regardless if it's an ulterior motive behind it. Honestly, like for me, I think his mental kind of like is contagious on the team. If Julius Randle's having fun, everybody's having fun. If Julius Randle wants to complain and you're a lead, you lead by example. You've been in the league 8-9 years. Like these young guys are gonna look up to what you're doing, regardless if they're like you're their mentor. They look at a guy who has 8-9 years in the league. You know what I mean?
And when he starts complaining to refs, you start seeing others.
They see like, is that what I can do? Oh, okay. It's just natural, like natural human kind of thought process. So like, I don't know what honestly, Jigga, I really don't believe that this front office is going to trade Julius Randle. I just think they have like a too deep of a connection with him. There's things that I'm sure we don't even see that they like how they're connected with him, like whether it's like family vacations and all. Like I think it's way deeper than basketball with this front office with Julius. So I don't see him getting traded. But like I just like the fact that listen, the reason they're having fun is because they're playing fast.
Right.
Like that's just it to me. Honestly, like. Yo, when you're having I've played ball. When you're moving the basketball, when everybody's getting their hands on it, when it's not a lot of isolation basketball, when there's a lot of fast breaks, when guys are getting open dunks, like that's what makes the game fun. Right. And that's why you see guys smiling out there and having a good time. Like before, everything was just this half-court basketball. It was boring. You out there just waiting for Julius to get his off, and you're sitting in the corner waiting for the ball. Nah, you gotta. As soon as that whoever gets that rebound, they run it out. They run the fast break, and it changes the game.
It seems like Tibbs, and I'll throw it over to Phil right after. Yep. It seems like Tibbs in the coaching office, there was a drawer that was stuck for the past 10 years. And Tom Thibodeau finally got it open. He found all of Mike D'Antoni's like schemes and plays and stuff. So, and that's what he's put in the scheme right now. But go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, to answer Jiggaman's question, I don't think it matters. Like, let's say he is full of crap, and he's just putting on this persona because he wants to secure a spot, on our roster, and he doesn't want to get traded. And then we find out it's full of crap and we trade him anyway. His stock value is going to rise. Because even when he was playing good, but he had a bad attitude, no one wanted him because no one wanted him to bring that persona to their team. So if he's full of crap, he's helping us anyway if we have intentions to trade him. So if he's real, awesome for us. If he's full of crap, awesome for us. I don't really care. As long as he keeps that up, it helps us through and through either way. So we'll see what happens. I hope it's legit because I could stick with this kind of Julius Randle on the team. Like,
real quick,
can't do with the pouty one.
Yeah, real quick, I'll just say, so I don't want Julius Randle on this team solely based off of like his style of play. I just doesn't think it works with RJ Barrett. If we're gonna have him be our franchise guy, I just don't think they work together. I think your two faces of your team should play well together, and they really don't. So I don't want Julius on the team for that. But while he's here and he's playing well, I'm not gonna go in on him. Like Knicks Twitter will go in on Julius no matter what, and I'm just like,
the minute he misses a shot, Twitter goes off.
Yeah, and it's just confusing for me because I'm like, all right, are you a fan of this team or not? Right?
Yeah.
Like if a guy hits 5 threes in the first quarter on my basketball team, I understand how rare that is, and I'm gonna cheer that on, regardless if I like him or not. Because I don't care about these. I don't know them in real life. I don't know their. Julius Randle could be like one of the nicest people on the planet. We just don't know. We base it off of what we see on the court. But like, if you do well, I'm gonna root you on, and if you suck, I'm gonna tell you trash. Like it's just that simple. And like,
welcome to New York, folks.
Yeah, like, listen, I'm okay with telling you trash 2 games in a row, and then if you kill, I'm be like, yo, my boy, nice. Like, basketball is a hot or cold take kind of league. It's a microwavable league. Like you can be really great for 3 games and then suck for 2, and that's okay. Like it's bad. It's sports. That's most sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So and I'll hand it back to you, Hector. One, I'll go back to Julito. Your first answer. I agree. He showed they're looking at things he does, and we saw that with the Celtics game. When he was complaining about not getting fouls called on him, you saw RJ start doing it, right? You saw Brunson do it twice. And then you started seeing the rest of the team like complain to the refs. So that's a perfect example of if he's going to play in a solid mindset, the rest of the team follows. Absolutely. If he starts acting with them crazy games, the rest of the team follows. Yep. Phil, I thought your take was dope, right? Yeah, who cares? Whether he's doing it for clout or having fans behind him, as long as he keeps playing the way he's playing, we don't give a shit. We'll take it. And then the other thing I want to point out is, can someone tell me why this is the comment in the chat? Where is it? DSJ. I heard Jiggaman Port just got casted. All right, DSJ. He coming out early.
Yeah, DSJ is the king of all trolls. He is the king of all trolls.
You do look like a super villain right now, Jig. I ain't gonna lie. It's very super villain vibes. Are you in a dark room?
That's what I'm. That's what I told him the first time I saw that. I was like, yo, Slender Man's gonna pop up from behind you, my guy. What are you doing?
Yo, listen, they bringing back Superman in DC, man. So you
listen. If we're gonna go Superman, I mean, why can't I be Cassie
There we
go. Yo, so before we talk more Knicks, first of all, shout out to the Knicks Wall. Y'all getting your blue check mark on Twitter, getting all fancy. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Yesterday's episode, bro, that y'all had, KCBA, off the chain, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this season's been fire, man. Like we've been balling. We've been really having some great conversations, and now we're taking them from Knicks Spaces and we're bringing them over to YouTube as well as Apple and Spotify. And people have been loving it, man. Like, shout out to we brought on a producer, Roy. he's been really taking the audio to the next level on the podcast form. And shout out to Knicks Wall. That's Shaun's a part of that. That's not really affiliated with KCBA, but they are definitely like our great supporters of the show, and they got that blue check, and that be mattering on Twitter. Like it just looks a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like this season, I feel like all Knicks, even what you guys are doing here at the Knicks Morning Brew, and like everybody's taking it another step up. Like, everybody is this. I don't know, man. There's no content creator team. Like, I don't see the Jazz team, like their content creators looking like how we looking, bro. Like, everybody is like.
Wait a minute. So you're saying there's an open market, ladies and gentlemen? Starting tomorrow, the Jazz Morning Brew.
You can find someone else for that.
I ain't even gonna fight. Even with them being like 9-3, yo, can you imagine talking about the Jazz every day, bro? Like, that is so depressing, bro. Like, first of all, imagine the people who have to talk about Lauri Markkanen every day. Like, crazy.
I'm about to do a Joe Kim Noah. Who goes to Utah for vacation? Who goes to
talk about they just had to throw Jordan Clarkson in the starting line. It's just nasty over there. Like, I don't and I know Danny Ainge is looking at that coach and being like, bro, we was
you messing up the plan.
Mbaya, what are you
doing? You messing up the plan. But no, like we was talking about, 5-5 on the season so far, 10 games into it. Automatically, the rumor speculation, right? A lot of Knicks fans, they felt burnt this summer. We didn't get Donovan Mitchell, so they're trying to pivot on who's going to be the next superstar that we targeted trying to get. What's your take on the rumors of Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid? Those trade possibilities. What was your take? And would you entertain that? And what would you be willing to give up for either one of those?
I'm gonna just be honest, man. It's going to take a lot for Anthony Davis. And if this team trades for Anthony Davis, I'm going to punch a small kitten. I'm going to just be honest.
That's it. That's the show right there, folks.
That's it.
We out.
That's it. Julito's going to find some junior high school out there.
I'm out of here. I'm going to punch a small kitten / kid, either or, whichever I see first. Anthony Day-to-Day Davis, I do not want on this basketball team. I don't care. I'm okay with figuring it out with Mitch and Jericho or iHeart. I don't want Anthony Davis. Joel Embiid. So that's the thing, right? I know a lot of people who are willing to give up a lot for Joel Embiid. I'm just always so like nervous when it comes to his health, man. Like, when he's healthy, he's top 3 centers in the world. Like, he's him. But when he's not, and it's just like the possibility, the older he gets, it seems like his weight is fluctuating. It's just it's too big of a risk to put it all out there for Joel Embiid. Like, and if that's the case, I'd much rather wait for. I honestly, when it comes to stars on the team, like, if you think about it, like, if your star is a center or a big, you don't usually win. Like, in my opinion, if you look at what's the last center? Like, Shaq is the last one you could say. But, like, look at the Magic when they had Dwight Howard. Like, they went far, but they never really got over the hump. Like, like, these teams, when you're big as your like max player, your MVP, you don't really go too far. I'd much rather give that money to some young guard, like some Anthony Edwards, who may get tired of the Timberwolves, because that team looks awful. The chemistry is awful. I do not see it lasting. Like someone in that world, someone who fits our timeline age-wise, and also like who's dynamic on the offensive end. And Joel Embiid, to me, is just too big of a risk. I'm good on that.
Yeah. It's just too many injury histories for both players. Anthony Davis. Bubble Anthony Davis, I don't think we'll ever see Bubble Anthony Davis ever again. That Anthony Davis was arguably the best big man in the league. But it's been years since that. Like you said, he's got out of shape. The injuries, the laziness, you see it. And with Joel Embiid, I love Joel Embiid just because his character, right? I think Knicks fans will fall in love with Joel Embiid if he was
just because of his
just because of his personality. But like you said, it's a big risk to take. Too many assets to give up, and I don't want this team to rush things. Let's just enjoy what we have. If something comes on down the line, it comes on down the line. Let's not just rush it and then shoot ourselves in the foot, and now we got to take 10 steps back before we can take 5 steps forward.
Yeah, I agree 100%. There's gonna be, listen, I kind of scoffed at the idea that every year there's gonna be like a superstar that gets disgruntled. I was like, I don't know about that. But the way this new NBA is looking, I think it's possible, man. Every year someone's going to become available, man. So I'd rather wait it out. And, I think Philly's going to do everything in their power to keep Joel Embiid happy, whether that's trade Harden, whatever that is, you know what I mean? So I'm willing to wait.
I feel like it's, if you would have said Joel Embiid's name like 2 years ago, I wouldn't even hesitate.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I'm like, 100%. But now and I think it's us fans too that have kind of changed our mindset this year, right? We're so used to the we want, and this is the first time I feel like collectively we're like, yo, hold up. Yeah. We know our time frame. We know where we're at. We know what pieces we have, but we all are collectively like, we don't really know what major piece we need. So we're all in that, let's see what's going on. We're okay at a 5-5 right now. We're staying in games with teams that are competitive, that are great teams.
Can't skip steps, man. And we did that too many times, man. Let's go. Let's follow the trajectory of winning teams. All right, cool. We didn't make the play-in. Cool. This season, let's make the play-in. All right, after that, whether we win or lose, let's get to that first round. Let's make some noise in the first round, whether to win or lose. You could take a real good team to a 7-game series, and that could really change the trajectory of your team. You know what I mean? All right, after that, we're going to get into the conference finals. Then let's take the steps that's necessary to be a sustainable winning team, as opposed to trying to get a savior. I don't think any saviors also don't really work. If you look at it, like the landscape of the league, like there's some really great teams out there who have been together a very long time and they have not done much. Like a la Utah Jazz, they were like number 1 in the Western Conference for how many years, and they couldn't get over the hump. Like, it's one step at a time, man, and stop trying to beat around the steps.
So I got a little bit of a different take on it, like. Because me personally, I love Embiid. I think he is a great, great player. My problem with today's NBA is that if you look at anything else, any other career, lack of efficiency or productivity or availability always lessens your worth. Like if you show up to a job and your numbers were down the previous year, you're not going to get the raise that someone else is getting that's producing those numbers currently.
Right.
It seems like regardless of injuries, availability, or anything like that, these stars are still demanding the money that they would have demanded if they were healthy. And that's my problem. Like if it was one of those things where, okay, based off of his availability and his injury history, the price comes down. Okay, now it's worth investing. But like you said, in order to get a guy like Embiid right now, regardless of those things, you have to give up the whole farm to be able to get a player like that. And now he's playing savior when most of the time he's not even available. So what good is a superhero if he's on injury reserve? Like it does absolutely nothing. Like you're not going to get Superman if he's stuck in a bed of kryptonite. Like what's the point of that? So sorry, Lex Luthor. But so as much as I love Embiid, I would be looking like if we want to make improvements like that, a center that eventually will be available that fits our roster. Like you were saying, Julito, fits our game plan. Like a Pascal Siakam or something like that. A younger, faster, not only in the paint kind of center, a little more versatile that fits where our team is currently going. But that's the only reason I wouldn't take Embiid is because it's not realistic that Anthony Davis is just like a no way for me, like period. But those guys need to realize you haven't played full seasons in how long? Why are you charging as if you were NBA championships caliber teams that were healthy? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, of course. And you know, when it comes to the Knicks, you know, they just have a bad history, right? When it comes for trading for players that get injured and we never see them again, right? Antonio McDyess is the perfect example for that, right? We traded away the farm for Antonio McDyess, shot ourselves in the foot, and what happened? He was injured and never played. And then years later, he showed up on the Detroit Pistons looking like a solid NBA player. It's crazy. After they leave the Knicks, they turn out to be solid. But when it comes to the Knicks, like we can agree.
If you would have said Andrea Bargnani's name, I would have exited stage left.
That's what you know. What I was thinking that I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that.
You said McDyess, and that hurt my heart. You know, I remember those memories. But I saw Bargnani coming out your mouth, man. If I would have said that, I'm out of it. Nah, man.
Nah, bro, I felt it.
We've had some awful players on this team. Let's not even begin to talk about Eddie Curry. My God, oh man, bad,
that one hurt the most.
Yo, that's why I would like not to cut you off, but I feel like sometimes we're spoiled now. Like the way we be talking about Mitch and RJ and Jalen. There's people who got a problem with that, and I'm like, do y'all remember what we had on this team?
For real?
Like, do y'all not remember that 30 games into Stephon Marbury's tenure with the Knicks that he went AWOL and just completely gave up on the entire team. And I was a part of the organization at that point. I was a Knicks City Kid dancer at 10 years old. And I remember his daughter was on the Knicks City Dancer team. And I remember she just stopped showing up. And I'm like, wait, where's Steph's daughter? And she's gone. He left the team. Do y'all not remember the Isaiah Thomas? And y'all are complaining about Leon Rose. It's just
right.
It's do y'all not remember giving up every pick we owned for nothing? Do y'all not remember? Y'all remember we had Keith Van Horn, Jamal Crawford. We were balling for a little second. Keith Van Horn was a problem, bro. And then we traded everybody.
Mm-hmm. That's the first year we got Marbury when we had Van Horn. Mutombo, you remember Mutombo was on the team for that last couple of years?
Bro, we had squads and then we would just give them up just for nothing, for one play. I feel like the new Knicks fans are very spoiled. Very spoiled.
Yeah, because our young players back in the day, in 2008, 2009 was Tony Douglas and Jordan Hill. That was our Quentin Grimes and Obi Toppin.
Landry Fields wasted how many wasted picks, bro? And that's not even talking in Ntilikina and that world. Bro, what we have now with the mix of young players, good players, a good center, great point guard, that mix we have now, there should be no complaining. Just chill, especially being 10 games in. You know what I mean?
At all.
Yeah, I'm happy to be 5-5 right now. With the teams we were 1-9.
I remember
seeing us be competitive. It just
I remember when we would win a game and we'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. But Julito, like I said earlier when you first came in, right? You right now, and we're the title probably. I consider you a Knick ambassador, right? You're ambassador for the team, especially for the fans. But there's another guy out there. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jay Boogie, right? Jay Boogie, who I say is the voice of the Knicks. So when I posted that you was going to be on the show, Jay Boogie basically kicked down my front door and was like, give me the link because I got to come on the panel to say what's up to my guy. So I'm bringing in my man, Jay Boogie, who is the voice of the Knicks. Jay Boogie, what did it do?
Jay
Boogie. What up, Jay?
What up, Jay?
Salute. 3 capital S's. Jay Boog, what it do?
Yes, good late Wednesday morning to you, gentlemen. Blessings and health and safety to you all. I hope you're all in the greatest form and health of life. Shout out to the chat. Get them like buttons up. You're looking at the show. You're enjoying it. Hit the like buttons. Yes, those words coming out my brother's mouth right there are exactly right. I can remember the first time when you came on, I said, dang, I didn't go on tonight because it was a bum night on Knick Fan TV. I missed it. I said, if I ever get another opportunity to be up on the show the same time with my young brother right here, I'm kicking the door in. And I ain't talking about Biggie when I'm kicking the doorway to 4-4. I'm kicking the door in because I got to say to my brother, yo, it's been a great enjoyment watching your whole life, your whole career coming up, you know what I'm saying, from your youth to, you know what I'm saying, to your teenage and to your acting career, you know what I'm saying, and just watching your success, you know what I'm saying, and becoming a fan of yours. And then being able to tell myself and my family and share with other people. Now I'm friends with this guy. I've been on Twitter Space with you, you know what I'm saying? But it's nothing like just actually being here on the show, just to let you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, who you are, your services and everything that you provide inside the Knicks community, outside the community, in the life community. Everything that you do, man, you know what I'm saying, is greatly honored. So I wanted to let you know that I needed to come up here just to say hello to you, my brother. I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad to know you. Glad to share the orange and blue with you. Glad to share podcasts.
And that red and white, you know what I mean? Everything. I see that Giants paraphernalia you got on, you know what I mean?
Yes, a fact.
Apparel, you know what I mean? You know, it's the year. No, Jay Boogie, man, it's an honor to watch you work, man. Like, every time I've seen, you're like a huge part of why I also been like, you know, in the community in the way I've been, man. Like, I remember like just being a viewer of like Knicks Fan TV and also MBK and hearing you come on and seeing your passion and being like, yo, there's somebody that sound like me, you know, to my friends, you know, like outside of the social media world, like, man, I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that like people are starting to notice that like you are the voice of Knicks fans of all, you know, Knicks fans all around, man. Like, you know, your music is fire. Congratulations on that. We got to build. I know we've been trying to figure it out. I just been all over the place, you know, trying to work on this album, you know what I mean? But like, yo, like I'm proud of what you're doing and glad that like, you know, you are a face of the franchise. Like our faces of our like communities are special, you know, whether it's Heck, Phil, Jigga, whether it's UJ Boogie, whether it's CP, you know, whether it's regardless of, we got like great people behind the product.
Yes,
I think that is something that matters. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always keep going at these other teams and say, I don't see their fan base look like this, bro. Like I don't see their content creators look like this. Like I don't see them sound like this. You could compare
facts.
Everything y'all do here at the Knicks Morning Brew. You could compare you could put them up against all of what you see on ESPN. And I don't think a lot of teams could say that about their content creators. So congratulations to you, Jay Boogie. And, you know, I'm a fan, man. I watch from afar. We don't talk enough as much as I would like. But, like, I watch, man, and I see it. And you be cooking, man. You be killing it out here. And, like, always like a voice of reason. You know, always a voice of reason. I respect that, man. So I'm glad you on the show, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. And blessings to y'all guys, man. You know, what a wonderful job y'all guys continue on doing, you know what I'm saying? Sticking to your craft, you know, putting out, you know what I'm saying, great content and everything, man. Y'all guys deserve roses inside, you know what I'm saying, this industry, man. So y'all can continue on doing what y'all doing because y'all always heard, you know, when I'm subscribed. And I know a lot of people subscribe, but when y'all go on, I like to let you know that, you know, somewhere in the chat that I'm listening, you know what I'm saying, because I appreciate what y'all do, what y'all provide, what y'all bring to the table, you know what I'm saying? And when you know what I'm saying, bring the place to the table like y'all do, it ain't nothing but Thanksgiving. Everybody get a full course meal, man. So y'all guys continue on doing what y'all doing. Y'all cover all angles of everything, you know, all types of sport. It's not just the Knicks. Y'all talk about everything, and everything needs to be heard. And if it's anybody that's out there right now that's listening, I just want to say, if you're one of the ones that did not go and vote, you're the ones that's not looking to help make change. You're one of the ones that's trying to stay the same. You're the one of the ones that's not trying to help this universe stay together. It's not about race or creed or nothing. It's not where you're from or color or nothing. It's about us coming together, uniting, and try to make things right for this country where we all live at. Because we all got kids, and they're gonna have kids, and they gotta come up. We want them to come up, you know what I'm saying, and walk into the right thing of life. So, you know, blessings to everybody that voted. If you did vote, you know what I'm saying, and you couldn't vote, that's understandable. But if you didn't vote, guess what? We still got love for you. But the next time you need to make sure you go vote. You know what I'm saying? Right. I came on towards the end. I got an appointment at 12:30. You know, I got a moving company. I got to go, you know what I'm saying, try to book this job in. Because I got other Knicks games I'm trying to go to. But
what you got over there? What you pulling out the safe? What you got over there, Bugs?
See, what Jay don't realize is we only started this show so we could have those Jay Boogie moments, right? When he comes on and he give you a Jay Boogie thing, I'm ready to run through walls, bro. I'm like,
I've always told Jay Boogie he needs to be a motivational speaker. Like he needs to go out there and be a motivational.
There we go. That classic.
This is the only DVD that's inside my office. Everything else is up on the TV screen, Netflix, all the other channels, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a day when I need this, autograph by you, my brother.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the box set. I'm going to have HBO send it to me. And I'm going to send one over to you, the full season box set. I got you, my brother.
Man, I appreciate it, man. God bless you to y'all, man. Let's go get a dub. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Tonight, man.
We're going to the YMCA tonight. That's the YMCA. They normally have ping pong tournaments, track and field events, but now the Knicks is in there. It's game time. That's our other practice facility. So let's go handle our biz and get another dub, tonight, man. But y'all have a great Wednesday, man. Only 2 more days before the weekend comes, where you can spend time with your loved ones and everything. Go out, enjoy yourself, go to the movies, do anything.
Go watch Black Panther this weekend, man.
No doubt. Go watch it. Go watch that, support that, watch it, man. Yeah, enjoy your life, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all men go, man. Salute, 3 capital S's, man. Hey, thanks you, Hector. Thank you, my brother.
J Bug, I love you, Unc. It's all love, Unc. Whatever you need, I'm here for you.
And you ain't gotta be apologizing to Lex, man. Don't be
I'm done with y'all today.
All right, later, baby. Later.
All right, so listen.
Love J Bug.
That's so funny, man. That Lex Luthor shit. I'm not letting you live that down.
You know what? That's it. I don't know why I woke up today. So listen, I know we got Julito for a couple more minutes before we let you go. I want to touch on your music, bro.
Yes.
Come on, let's talk about it. You got the album coming out soon. You got that I Feel Like, which that joint is fire. Let's talk, bro. What's going on with
the music? Man. I dropped I Feel Like first, featuring my boy Shaq Woods. Then I got the record What Would Bishop Do? Making music that I enjoy, making like music that I would want to listen to. Like I've been doing music way before I was an actor. A lot of people don't know, like I was doing music for 5 years before I started acting, and I've been acting 17 years. So like music is my heart, but I was never like that confident in the music I was making, I'll be honest. So like lately, man, like I just got back in the studio like 3-4 months ago, and I just feel it, man. I got like this bug, and I'm like, it went from one record to another record to like, hold on, this could be a project. And then being like, this is a project, and like, I'm not just going to drop an EP, 5-6 songs. I'm going to drop a full project, because the records I'm making, not to toot my horn, but like, I love them, you know what I mean? And I want people to hear them. And anytime I've let people hear the project, they're like, yeah, this is one of them ones, So I'm dropping my album. Legendary is the option. It's a play on my name, Lito. Legendary is the option. It's coming out December 16th, my birthday. So a little over a month from now. I'm really, really like, this is like my baby, man. It's like, I can imagine, like, of course not to compare myself, but like when like Big was making Ready to Die, you know what I'm saying? Or like these artists were making their first records. They must have been like this. It took all of your life up until the point you are at now to make this album, whether it's like, like everything I went through, all of like the ups and the downs, like I put it into this album. So it really is special to me. And, I don't care if 10 people hear this, man. Like the fact that it's out, the fact people going to be able to hear it, that's what matters to me. So I can't wait to drop it. And December 16th, man, Legendary is the option.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I got to tell you, when I even played that What Would Bishop Do for Wifey? Yeah. Right, because if you look at the graphic I made for today, right, I took the shot of you doing it. I was like, baby, you got to check this out. She's like, oh yeah, you played that before. I was like, yeah, it's Julito's track. She was like, yo, that's kind of fire. She's like, it's got that vibe too, that old school feel.
But I got records for everybody on it, man. I got records for Wifey on there. I got records for the streets. I got records when you just want to feel good and you just driving in the car and you headed to maybe the hookah lounge or the garden. You're just going. It's going to motivate you. I got, I tell y'all now, I got Ransom on the album, and for me, a lot of people don't know Ransom, or if
bro, I know Ransom, bro.
To me, Ransom is one of my top 3 greatest rappers of all time, in my personal opinion, lyrics wise, in my personal opinion. So the fact that I got him on the album, and we like, this record is bar for bar. Like, I'm going bar for bar with Ransom, and to me, like I said, I think he's one of the best spitters out there. Like, it's like their album is like a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a dream come true to me. So like, it'll be out, December 16th, man. Like, just run it up when y'all hear, man. It's gonna be one of
yo, Julito. It sounds like we might have to like talk during that time period. We're gonna have to do like a viewing session right here.
I'm with it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right?
I'm with it.
Yo, Hector, Phil, what do you think? Coffee, the Julito tracks.
I'm with it. I'm 100% with it.
Just gotta make sure family at this point. So I need in on the show every so often. We need to make this a quarterly thing. You know what I mean?
The open doors. The door is open whenever you want to come in. The door is open, and we got to link up because I know the Elks ain't there in BK no more. So we got to find another spot for you to throw them parties, because I remember them parties back in the days.
Hit me. I'm gonna do on December 15th. I'm telling y'all now. I'm doing an album release party here in Jersey. I ain't too far from the city. It's a few 10-15 minutes in.
I'll take a trip.
So I'm gonna make sure that info go out to y'all, but to everyone, and like pull up. Yeah, I'm gonna play the whole album at the Spies. Got special drinks with the record titles on it. Like, we gonna do it up, man. But like, and it's gonna be my birthday celebration. So yeah, man. Let's definitely link. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man.
It's dope.
We're gonna be in Jersey for a couple days, all right?
It's dope.
It's a hotel too, so you know what I mean. The room's gonna be available. So if you get tipsy,
that's it. Call grandma. It sounds like a whole week.
To me, it's dope that you got Ransom on the album, bro. Because as a young kid from Brooklyn, Loso's Way, especially when we was in high school, that mixtape, those two they had a hold on us. That had a hold on us.
Especially whole street fam, man.
The tracks that Ransom and Stack Bundles used to do back in the days, bro, was
on 18.
Oh man, nothing could compare. Even Joe Button jumping in with Ransom, nothing can compare to what it was back then.
And this record, he's spitting. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, no, you good, man. I'll tell you, before you got on here, me and Hector were talking about you and the music that we've heard, and what we love, bro, is that in an era where everyone's just trying to make music to trend, to succeed, to be new sound, you found a way to keep what I fell in love with hip hop. The beats, the rhymes, the storytelling, but still have a refreshing current sound to it. And so I'm looking forward to that album as a backpack. It's been like, you either have cats that sound like they're still putting out albums at the same time as Tribe Called Quest, or people that are just Migos, so you being able to find that balance of keeping that pure hip hop sound, but knowing that it's current and fresh, like, hats off to you, bro. Like,
that means a lot to me. That's the goal, bro. Like, I grew up on like Reasonable Doubt. Like, I may not have been supposed to listen to it, but I grew up on those records. The In My Lifetime Volume 1. Like, I grew up on those records. I grew up on the College Dropout Kanye's. The old Kanye. I grew up on these records, man. So to me, trying to find that balance is what it's all been about. Like, I before, I don't think I found the balance. But now, like, I got it. I'm in that pocket. And with these records, man, it's something for everybody. Like, it's going to give you that vibe of like, damn, I remember when music sounded like this. But it's also, that's why I feel like it's basically a drill beat, but I'm not on there talking about ops and killing and drug dealing. I'm not doing that because that's not my life. But I'm going to tell you, when you listen to I feel like I want you to feel motivated to go do whatever it is you're doing, whether you're a 9-to-5er, or you in the music industry, or you're a content creator. Like, you could put that record on and just feel motivated for the day. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. So with the record, with the album, like, it's one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones. And I'm saying that just like as a fan of music and like being very confident in my product, man. Like, I can't wait for y'all to hear. It's gonna be special.
Nah,
well,
yeah,
lock
definitely.
it in, people. The week of the 16th, I'll make sure ahead of time I will have paperwork written up so Julito's team doesn't go and flag the episode and kick us off YouTube.
We up.
Man, Julito, bro.
Listen. I'm saying it here. We're gonna come on Nick Morning Brew. We're gonna play the whole album from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There we go, baby.
Right here. You know what I'm saying? We definitely doing that the week the album drop. We're gonna do it before the album drops. So y'all get the exclusive. Y'all get to hear it in full right here before the album
Facts.
drops.
And you guys realize he also wants to make sure that the whole panel shows up and sings happy birthday to Julito.
Yes, sir.
Singing, I may not do, but I don't got the voice for singing. I have the birthday cards.
Just give me a shot. That's it. I don't need
All right, then we're good.
Julito, bro, it was a pleasure, bro.
You,
honestly,
bro. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
You know, open door policy. Anytime you want to come on, it's an open door policy. Just hit us up, and you know,
same for y'all on KCDA, man. You know, we do my show, Knicks Chatter, the day after. Shout out Shaun, shout out Cedric. We do that show the day after every Knick game on Twitter Spaces, and by that night or the morning after, you'll get it in the podcast form, Apple and Spotify. But noon Twitter Eastern Standard on Twitter Spaces. Check out KCDA. It's hilarious. It got information there. I didn't almost mess that word up. Blame the public school.
Damn you, New York.
NYC public school.
It's informative. But it's a great show. So join us on there to talk Knicks after every game. And yo, thank you, fellas, man. Continue to great work. What y'all doing is special, man. And I love the fact that y'all keeping it authentic, man. Continue to keep it authentic. But it looks professional. Y'all are doing it, what you do. Man, Jig, I got to holler at you for graphics, man. You be killing it with your graphics.
Yeah, he definitely does.
For real. I need some graphics for Legendary is the option. You know, turn the album cover into make it sparkle. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Brothers, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Julito,
bro.
have a good one, brother.
Yes, sir.
I will say this, though. When you tune into the KCDA after Knicks games, it's a morning of roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I feel like. Depending on who comes up to talk, you're like, yeah. Then you got one come up, you're like, you stupid. I don't like a word you're saying. And then you got the one that comes up and you're like, that person needs therapy. Like, you feel like you should call the hotline for them. You know? That's why I love tuning into it, because it's like every facet of a Knicks fan you can get on that page.
No, you know, it's like jumping on the MTA nowadays, right? When you take the train, you don't know what you're gonna get, and every passenger is different, and that's what it's like watching the KCDAs. It's hilarious. I love it.
That's
it's
so funny.
Authentic. It's real authentic barbershop talk.
It really is, for real. And there's been times that I was gonna come up, you know what I'm saying, and be a speaker and talk, but you get so wrapped up in hearing some of these people's stuff that you just sitting there laughing. I can't tell you how many times I put the laughy emoji. Laughy 100. That's what I'm doing that whole damn episode. But man, I appreciate Julito coming on. I'm looking forward. We'll line it up to have that episode. We'll rock the album before it drops.
Oh, I'm super hyped for that. Yeah.
We'll make it dope. So, what's next, Hector? I mean, we got a game tonight. What do you want to talk about, bro?
Well, we got a game tonight. What's your predictions for tonight? The Knicks are versing their baby brothers, the Nets, tonight. You know, that circus slow that's over there in Brooklyn. I think the Knicks pull it out tonight. You know, I'm going in there with confidence, especially after the conversation with Julito. I'm going in there with confidence that the Knicks are going to be able to pull it out tonight, bro. Phil?
Yeah, Phil, what do you think?
Yeah, man. I completely agree, bro. We get to play the New Jersey Nets tonight, and get them back there.
The shade.
That New Jersey Nets.
Can't stand that team. But yeah, bro, they're 4-7. I just don't think that the momentum we have from that last game, I think that's going to carry over. I think if we have the same kind of Julius Randle that comes in with confidence and that plays with the team, and I feel like, if we get the 20 plus from Obi Toppin, like the stat that I shared with you guys earlier, when Obi plays more than 20 minutes, we're 3-0. Let Obi play more than the 20 minutes. Let RJ continue to take it to the hoop. I feel like, if RJ plays the way that he has, and boom, right here, Duke of the York, right here.
Oh,
shout out.
let me see it.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Hey,
Hey,
you know,
the gabagool.
if RJ plays with that running back mentality that he's played the last few games, I think we take him. I think we take him. I think we spank him. I show that we are the New York team, and put priorities back where they belong on the orange and blue.
Facts.
First of all, Hector, how is when you you just find a random word?
I was watching TikToks before I was watching TikToks earlier, and there was a bunch of them that was talking gabagool. So I just had to find a way to segue that into the episode.
We're gonna see Hector all day, bro. Do me a favor today. Record yourself every time you go out to walk your dog, because I can see you now. People walking by, you're like, hey, gabagool, just for the hell of it, like no reason. Gabagool to you too, buddy. We better beat the Nets, right? I mean, they've got a shit show going on over there right now. They've got all kinds of craziness. For the fact alone that there's just so much drama, so much things that they got to work out mentally, we should win this game, right? It's going to be one of those ones, if we don't, it's going to kind of just piss me off. But nah, I mean, I saw still Knicks fans in there dropping on 114, 103.
I'll take
like
that.
it.
Take it.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think the spread, 15 points. So, yeah, I mean, obviously I want them to win. I think this is one of those ones we should win. You know what I mean? It's not one of those up in the air ones.
Yeah, just don't have no random player that we never heard of that just came up from the G League have a career night against us. That's what I don't want to see that. I don't want to see
Well, it won't happen, bro, because we're not in the Garden. We're in Brooklyn. It's when they come to the Garden, right? Like that special power comes in. All of a sudden they're like, "Hello, I'm Super Rubio," right? Like,
yeah.
Their
That's
hair
what
grows
it is.
out like this.
Yeah. It turned into DBZ real quick. Yeah.
It's like they get like these Super Saiyan powers, right? Out of nowhere. They walk into like the Garden.
Yeah.
Now I understand. And
that's what I was talking about with Thibodeau. That's why you see the offense is moving a lot faster. I'm saying he found one of Mike D'Antoni playbooks and decided to like start doing it like the coach and water boy. I'm still an idea, so this is mine now.
Yeah,
bro,
guys, I've got new plays. Read this paper.
There was something in the water. Something in the water at Madison Square Garden the other night. Like I was watching the game and I seriously felt like I was watching Space Jam, and for some reason the Monstars took Larry Bird's powers again and gave them to Julius Randle. Like that's what we need again. Like we need the Monstars to steal their power and give it to Julius Randle again tonight and have that same kind of game against the Nets.
That's right. I'll make a couple phone calls, with me being Lex Luthor and all. I'll make sure the other team
is, make that happen, Lex. But I want to take a quick second before we dip out, fellas. A shout out to the chat. Shout out to my guy, Stephen Fox, for coming through. Foxy, what it do? Of course, my man Ron from Still Knick Fans. If you haven't checked out Ron and John and Jose, go check them out. They go live on Mondays. Those are my guys right there. And of course, DSJ, because DSJ is just always a troll. He's the troll that we love. He said, I'm looking forward to Phil playing the bass guitar for the Kool in the Gang tribute band, licking the bass, man. Yeah, like that's why I love DSJ, because he's just a troll. Of course, there you go, Phil. Eric Wallace was in the building. My man Bones came through. Salute. Gideon G Money came through. It was just a great chat today. Great episode. The vibes was also Jay Boogie, of course, dropping knowledge. Jay Boogie with the sermons. Whenever Jay Boogie comes and he drops his knowledge, I just feel like every episode should end right after that.
Right.
Right, because that's the presence that Jay Boogie brings.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though. If we were to let Jay Boogie on the first 3 minutes, the show would be 3 minutes and 36 seconds long.
Yeah.
So if either one of you calls me like, yo, I don't think I can do the show on Friday, I'd be like, cool, I'm gonna call Jay Boogie. Boogie. He's gonna come on. We'll be like, you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. And then Jay Boogie come in. He'd be like, yeah. Salute. Jay Boogie. And then you just like, bam, run through a wall. Show over.
It ends. But guys, appreciate everybody for coming through. Hit those like buttons if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button for your boys. And Jiggaman, who's going to be on with us on Friday?
Yeah, this Friday we got Drew Austin himself, the founder of Knights of Dejan, Mr. Redbeard himself. He'll be joining the panel with us this Friday to chop it up, talk Knicks, obviously. Other stuff going on for those of y'all 4:30 in the afternoon today, Twitter Spaces. We do the Dejan Dunk session, talking NBA, bets, parlays, best DFS plays, all that good stuff. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, hit all that stuff. Hold on a second. So we haven't had this conversation before, guys. So am I just the promo guy at this point?
Like, well, you do it better than all of us. You're the one.
You're like, hey, go fluff it up.
Well, when it comes to like the three of us, you're the one that took like public speaking classes, and you're real good at that. I'm not. I'm horrible.
All right, it's official. DSJ, you're right, man. I am Lex Luthor. I'm running the show. Let's go. Oh man,
John got it right. I mean, Ron got it right here. Still Knicks fans, a weekly Monday, the NBA report on MBK on Thursday, and the Ledge on Saturdays. Check them out. Please make sure you go check out my guys from SKF. Still Knicks fans.
Yeah,
buddy.
Fellas,
last words before we get out.
Let's get that W.
Check out Frank at Frizzly Designs.
Oh, that came from Frank
supporting
too?
us big time. Yeah, that came from Frank, bro.
Yo,
like
Frank
is
killing
it.
it. So
salute Frank.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, look, I'll give you a quick plug, Frank. I have no shame. I wore that Bing Bong shirt on the episode, and guess what? I wore it again the next day. Oh, snap! Frizzly
Yeah, I wore mine 3 days in a row.
Thanks for tuning in to the guys who wear the clothes over and over and over again. I got nothing else, Hector. I'm done. I'm deucing.
I'm out, baby. Let's go. Knicks, dog. Where's this intro so we could be out? Peace.